What's up, everyone? Coach Tony here. In this training, we're going to talk about scholarships and how to look for scholarships for your family. If it's our first time meeting, my name is Coach Tony, former UC Berkeley admissions reader, former UCLA outreach director. Last 16 years, our team and I have been helping families navigate the admissions process. So in this session, our goal is to kind of help kind of break down scholarships and help you guys kind of start to investigate. So we'll talk a little high level things about scholarships first, and then we're gonna go in and teach you guys how to actually do the research and search for scholarships there. This training is good for a lot of different grades. So if you're a senior, this is a good training for you. If you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, this is also another good training. Even if you're a younger student, this is still a good relevant training as well too, because scholarship is one of those topics that you can apply pretty much any grade. People think it's only for seniors, and while there are the most amount of scholarships for seniors, there's also scholarships for all the other different grades out there as well too. So don't think it's just a senior thing. It's gonna be for anyone else is the key there. Okay, so let's kind of go back in first. Let's talk about what scholarships and kind of how it fits under the bigger umbrella of financial aid. So I would say when it comes to money in general, we're looking at financial aid is pretty much like the big bucket, right? Of money. Financial aid is money that you guys will get for college. And breaking up financial aid, there's a few different categories, right? There's something called grants, which is completely free money that you'll get. There's going to be loans, right? People know loans. Loans is money you borrow, you're going to pay back with interest. There's going to be work study, where it's a job that you have usually on campus, where they usually pay you a little higher, but it's a job kind of offered through the university, so a higher likelihood of getting in. And then there's also the bucket of scholarships, right? Scholarships as well too. That's another bucket. This is free money as well too that you don't have to pay back, right? So the first thing people think, I'll call it maybe like a myth as well too. People think scholarships are only for like A students, right? As well too. And this is false, right? So scholarships, there's tons of different categories out there as well. For example, there's a scholarship, by the way, for left-handed students. Left-handed students, there's no grade requirement, I believe, for this one. As long as you're left-handed, you can qualify, you can apply as well too. There's one as height ones, right? If you're a certain height, you're good to go. There's a pretty famous one or infamous one. There's a duct tape prom. If you look it up, you'll see it as well too. There's different scholarship things that again, while some are for grades, but some of them for other things as well too. Some of them are community service driven. Some of them are other things as well too. Okay. Another myth, people when it comes to scholarship, and this will be one of our strategies for today, is people think you need to get one big one, or the big thing you hear a lot, Coach Tony, I want a full ride scholarship. Is what I hear a lot from folks, right? And if you'd asked me like 10 years, 20 years ago, more common, but in today's world, these are extremely rare. So that we work with a lot of really high achieving students, and some of them don't even get full ride scholarships as well too. So when it comes to full ride, it's not a very common thing to get. Is a thing. I think there's one way if you get enough scholarships, then in theory it's a full ride because you add up together, you get the full ride. The other common one is probably sports. If you're an athlete, some schools will offer you money as well too, and that's a form of a full ride. But most things out there, you can check the schools yourself to see. Go call up the colleges and ask them, hey, do you guys offer any full rides? Most schools do not. Most schools in today's world do not do that is the key there, right? But I kind of spoil a little bit. Well, I'll teach you guys today. Again, don't aim for just one, right? But aim for maybe multiple ones as well too is the key. Okay, and as I said, that's pretty much those are the two big myths. Let's kind of dive in and focus on what you guys as well too. I think the reason just to talk to dive into more of the full ride scholarships. The big one you hear that's kind of why that derives from full ride is something called merit scholarships, right? Merit scholarships as well too. These are usually from the colleges, right? These are from the colleges, and these are usually tied to grades, right? So these are usually tied to like if you have a strong enough grade, they're gonna often give you guys merit scholarships. When a lot of our students, like our seniors that got accepted, like Coach Tony, I got into this school, they gave me 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. That's usually a merit scholarship. It's never like all the way covered as well too, but a lot of them will be some. Some of them are automatic you should even apply to them. It's like because of your app as well too. Some do have apps as well too. So you'll see that once you submit, the reason why after students submit, we tell students to go check your portal because when you submit, there's gonna be like an access area for the schools, right? I tell students check that regularly, like once a week, because sometimes there might be a pop that says, "Hey, you qualify for this one. Do you want to apply for this scholarship as well too?" So something for seniors, by the way, if you haven't checked so already, definitely make sure you check your portal to make sure that there's not any scholarships that are kind of waiting for you to apply. Because a lot of these, by the way, once you apply, you get it. You get it in some form. The issue is a lot of people just don't apply. Is that thing? That's kind of the thing to keep in mind here. So that's kind of the one type of scholarships. Another type of scholarships, the one we'll kind of focus on a lot today, which are private and external, right? And external. This is pretty much when we talk to students about scholarships. This is what we mean. Private and external scholarships as well too. So these usually come from like companies. They come from nonprofits. They come from like foundations, from organizations as well too, right? And this is pretty much what you see a lot of things. So for example, you probably heard of like the examples here is like the Ronald McDonald scholarship, right? That's the McDonald's scholarship. There's the Coca-Cola one, which is a pretty big one, as well too. The Gates Millennium Program. That's from Bill Gates, right? That's a massive one as well too. That's the full ride. That one covers all things as well too. So that's something you can always apply to anytime. That we ever recommend that as well. And the third one that we also will touch upon today are more local and niche scholarships. I kind of touched upon a few, right? For example, the left-handed one. There you go. Sir. The left-handed one is pretty niche. It's a specific small category as well too, right? The reason why we say local, right, is that it's like think of this as your high school or your city as well too, because again, how many people are applying? The idea is you think of this way, right? Imagine there were three people who applied to a scholarship for first, second, or third place, they're all going to win something, right? This person's going to win first, they're going to win second, they're going to win third, right? Let's say you apply to a scholarship where there's six people, right? Six people applying. Then, in theory, right? Same thing, first, second, third place. One's going to win three. These three are not going to win as well, too, but your odds of getting is a lot smaller. Imagine you apply to like the Gates program, right? Where there's thousands, right? Imagine there's thousands a little people everywhere as well too, and only one person or a few people are going to get it from that big group. Is statistically a lot smaller for you to do so. That's why we like recommending local ones because local ones have a smaller group size, and because it's a smaller group size, less people are applying for these as well too. That is the key. These typically have smaller numbers, smaller scholarship values, which usually detract people from applying. But again, little spoilers for today's lesson. That's what we want to definitely focus on as well too, because it adds up is the key, right? So that's something to consider with you. Imagine you're applying to one scholarship. Again, let's say the Gates, right? The example is the Gates. The Gates is one of the very unique scholarships where it's a complete full ride. They'll cover all 4 years of your undergraduate stuff. So that's potentially what UCs are between 120,000 up to even like the Ivies are 80,000 a year, 320,000 for the 4 years as well too. It'll cover all that for you. How many people do you think are going to apply for that one? It's one versus a big number as well too, right? But again, it's a big amount of money, so it makes sense to be as competitive as it is. One of the strategies we're going to encourage you guys to think about, right? Let's say you apply to a $500 scholarship first. It's small, local, not many people are going to look at it, and you win it. Awesome. Then you add $1,000 scholarship that you win. Then you win another $500 one. Then you get a smaller 250 one. You get a bigger 1,500 one. And you get all these small ones as well. If you add up just these numbers together, that's what, 2,000, 3,000, $3,750. That's still a lot of money as well too to do. So again, this is just, and you could keep doing more, right? So when it comes to a scholarship, one of the strategies we tell our students to do is try to look for more local and smaller ones because they can stack up, they can add. These are much easier to get than that one, right? This is easier to get than that as well too. Doesn't mean you can't do both. You can definitely do both because if you get the bigger one, you're good, right? But statistically, it's not in your favor to get the bigger one. That's the reason why. So we like to recommend applying to a lot of the smaller ones and applying to mix it both over here. Okay. So how do we find this? Is the next question. The next question is where, right? So what we're really big fans of databases, right? Databases as well too. There's tons of databases out there. I'll list a few. I think some of our coaches recommend other databases. You can check our other videos. You can see what they recommend as well too. But there's a few. The one that I kind of go the most is called scholarships with an S.com. Another one is like fastweb.com. The College Board has one. So if you go to the College Board, they website, they have their own. I think it's called Big Future, if I remember correctly. Big Future, right? Another one is Niche. That's a growing big one as well too. So all these are all very different databases. Okay, so what databases do is you're gonna log in your account, create a profile, right? You know, but little pro tip. I'm gonna give you guys a little pro tip right here. Pro tip: do not, do not use your main email, right? Keep in mind, these are all free. By the way, that's another thing too. Scholarships are free. None of these all should be free, right? To apply to is the key. Okay. So going back here now, when it comes to these, they're free. But at the end of the day, they're a business. They need to make money to stay alive, or else how are they going to support their website to keep staying on all the time? So how they do that is they're going to sell your email account. They sell your emails to advertisers. That's why you get a lot of mail from other folks as well. So the strategy here to kind of avoid this is you want to basically use a separate email account as well too. So if it was me, I do like Tony scholarships. I'm a 2027 student, right? At gmail.com. It doesn't matter what email I use, but it's not just my main one. I use it, and that'll be my email for all my scholarship stuff that I send in as well too. Because once if I win it, I can give him my legit information to send to the schools. That's a later topic there. But at least for the purpose of registering for these databases, I'm going to use an email like this, right? So that if they when I- if it's when they send me stuff, it's gonna clutter up this email account, not my main one that I use for school, my main one that I use for like outside as well too. That's kind of the trick here, okay? So that's that. So how do you use the databases correctly? So first thing you gotta do, you want to make sure you complete the profile, your profile. Again, any of these, there's a bunch more. Don't feel like this is the only thing, right? These are just a few. There's a bunch more. You're gonna go in and create an account. It's gonna ask you a bunch of questions as well too. The more questions you answer, right, the better matches you get. The better matches you get, right? Because if you told me, oh, I'm a junior, that's all you say, they're going to give you every scholarship for juniors, right? Let's say it says, oh, this is good for juniors from Idaho, right? How many of us are here from Idaho? Maybe one person watching this is from Idaho. Only they can apply that. So that's a waste of time. And to say, hey, this is only good for students applying to this specific school. What if you're not going to that school? Then that doesn't make sense either. So when it comes to the profile, you want to complete everything the best you can. And we do recommend each year going through and kind of updating the answers to kind of make sure it's up to date. They'll ask for like grades, they'll ask for activities, interests, colleges you're thinking about as well too. So I think a lot of these things are going to be the big ones. as well too here. Okay, so that's gonna be the big one, the first one. Second one, I kind of touched about this is the filters, right? As well too. So there's a lot of them. There's GPA filters. There's location as well too. Again, I mentioned local ones are a lot easier to get. So if you plug in your location, they'll find local regions as well too for you, right? Intended major, that's a big one. Interest, colleges that you're interested in, right? Colleges as well. There's tons and tons of these as well. So you can log in and kind of go through them and kind of filter which one makes the most sense to you is the key there. Okay. And then once you have these good to go, you'll see that they're going to send you scholarships on a weekly basis. So let's say, for example, the portal, right? It looks like this, right? It'll have like the filters on the left side, and it'll give you a few scholarship matches that match you, right? And you can apply. You can literally go to each one, click on the first one, and see, am I good there? Can I apply there? No, drop X. This one, hey, I can apply this one, and you kind of go through each one and see which one works for you guys to apply. There are some scholarship, by the way. There's a few types, right? There's the application for some of these, right? The ones that we see. There's the first one, which is the just the like a little form that you fill out. Fill out a form, click enter. These like the sweepstakes, this is that. These statistically you would not win. You can do it if you're bored, but again, I only know, to my knowledge, one student in the last 16 years of me doing this that they have won one, and I think it's pure luck. There was nothing special they did. They just entered the information, enter, and they won something is the key. I would not bank on this as well too. Keep in mind if it's usually this way, they're also kind of gathering your email for other things behind the scenes. It's usually like a private company is the thing. I think that's the first one, right? The ones that are the most successful, a lot of our students have like an essay requirement, right? Requirement as well too. I mean, they're going to ask you to write an essay question, answer an essay question of what you need to do over here. Some of them have like a portfolio, meaning some of them are going to ask you to record a video, right? Record a video, send in a picture, create a movie, whatever they're asking you for. I know there was one that our students won a few years ago, which is like something like an anti-drug thing, and like create a little short like poster and this and that. That can work as well too. So I think that's gonna be a big one to understand, to do as well too. Again, this is usually the one that tends to have the best results for our students. We've seen students win this one as well too. The form is not the greatest, so if you see them, you can do them if you want. You can skip them. I'm just not going very statistically. Very few of our students again actually win these. Is the key as well. Okay. So at the end of the day, let's kind of talk review it fast. So what I would do is if I were you guys, I'd go to one databases, create a profile, do it. So the strategy, what I would have you guys go through, right? It's the same one we had a student last year. She met me in ninth grade. She's heading off to shoot, what school? Emory. She went to Emory, and then she had I think $46,000 in scholarships that she earned herself, right? And I asked her, hey, what's the trick? What can we tell other students to do the exact same thing you did? This is exactly, she said, Coach Tony, you told me when I met her, it was back in ninth grade, right? Oops. Um, what I told her, oops. What I told her was every week, right? Spend 1 hour looking and applying to scholarships. That's it. That's literally all she did. That was it. 1 hour a week, right? As well. To in the chat for those who are live, can you guys commit 1 week? Drop a yes in the chat. If this is if 1 week, 1 hour per week is doable for your family, if you can spend that, few yeses in the chat for those who are here. Awesome, cool. So again, 1 hour. That's all she took. So if you do the 4 years, she spent less than 200 hours, right? Doing it, she got over 400,000, $40,000 in scholarship money. Because here's the reason why. This is a momentum game, right? This is momentum, and quantity game as well too. Because guess what's happened your very first week, right? Week number one, it's gonna take you an hour to just create the accounts, right? Create the accounts. The accounts, maybe you look at one, right? And you look at a few, right? Add a few. And that's it. That's your first hour. Done. Right? Week number two, what's gonna happen? You're gonna look for more. Look at more and filter. You're gonna filter. You're like, oh, this is definitely not. I probably entered my information wrong. Let me go back in and filter, filter, filter. Oh, these are good. Let me save these. Let me save these as well too. Right? Maybe week three, you're actually gonna okay, let me actually apply now, right? It's so you're gonna start writing the essay. You're gonna start writing your essay, right? And again, not all of us are good at focus. Week four, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna keep writing your essay, right? Keep writing the essay as well too. And week five, guess what happened? Oh, I didn't finish. I'm gonna keep writing my essay, right? You're gonna keep doing this as well too. Until guess what? Maybe week six, I submit. I have one down, right? It takes me a long time to combine it, control, make sure it's good to go, submit, enjoy. It keeps maybe you have time to search a little bit more as well too. Week seven, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna look some more as well too. Right? And this is realistic, by the way. This is not like again, week one, look, week two, apply, week three, win. That's unrealistic for you. But you set the proper expectations, like, hey, I'm gonna spend an hour a week. That's all I'm gonna do. Spend an hour a week, go in, go through all this, make sure it's good, 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 good. And guess what happens, right? Then let's say 8 week, you're applying to number two, applying to number two as well too. And you're like, huh, another essay question here. Then you go down more. Then later down here, you apply to number three, right? Then you down here again, you apply to number four. And then you realize, wait, this is the same question as number one, right? Then once you, because there's only like what, five-ish prompts that most, right? That most scholarships will probably ask you for. Scholarships ask, which is like, what is your major, right? What's your major? That's a very popular one. What are your goals in the future? That's number two. What do you want to do in the future? Career, right? As well too. Why do you care about what you do? Is that there's a few other ones, but those are the big ones. So you see, like, wait, this one I'm applying to is also asking me about my major. Let me use that, recycle, right? And fix it to this one with the word count. Oh, this one, I already wrote that. Let me recycle that and submit and submit. And then later on, you'll see that, right? Down here, you're applying to like 19 and 20 in the same week. And then down here, you're like, whoa, I'm applying to 50, 52, 53, and 54 in the same week. So you start going faster and faster and faster and faster. But to get to that speed of the, you need to put in the work to get there. It's like it's like pushing a rock uphill, right? It's really, really slow until you get to the top. You let go and it's gonna go really, really, really fast. Because once you have all your essays about you done, right? All things done, you just recycle and submit, 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 submit. The other thing to keep in mind is the deadlines as well too. Just because you found doesn't mean you can submit because something that oh you submit later on. That's why you save it, right? You store it and you say red reminder, hey, remind me in week like 30 to apply to this scholarship as well too. That's how you can submit a lot faster as well too. And guess what happened? If you start early enough, scholarships, right, are usually offered offered every year around same time, right? Same time. Meaning, let's say you are a 10th grader, right? So, example, I'm a 10th grader, and then it is December right now, right? And I see this scholarship. This scholarship is awesome. It's for money, and it's due for it's only for juniors, right? And I'm like, oh man, I'm not a junior yet. In that case, right? In that case, I'm gonna save this, and guess what's gonna happen, right? 1 year later, it's like the SpongeBob one, right? 1 year later, right? I'm gonna pull this up, and now you'll see that the same thing, right? It'll be a different day. This will be, let's say, 2025, 2026, right? This will be juniors 2027, right? As well too. And now I'm good to apply now, and I can apply a lot faster as well too. So that's kind of the trick of scholarships that you apply a lot and you snowballs over here as well too, right? So that's kind of the high level strategy, how I would approach this strategically. One final tip for you guys. One final tip as well. This is just a databases, right? Another really, really good resource for you guys to go to is your high school counselor, right? High school counselors are usually the first people to know when anyone's offering like money for school for students. They go to the colleges, the high schools, and say, "Hey, counselor so and so, we have this opportunity. Do you want to do this?" Is the key over here as well too, right? And then they will kind of share it off. So the people who would know local is your high school counselor. Also, by the way, your local library is another cool resource again that no one thinks about. But they're also again local. When people have something to advertise, they're gonna go to them first to advertise as well. One, and I'll leave you guys with a really cool like final tip is that one of our students actually went really outside the box, right? What they actually did was they went to their city, not the city council. What was it? I forgot what it's called. The city business group, business chamber of commerce. There we go. Chamber of commerce, right? So every city has this, right? So if you look up your city, you'll see a city chamber of commerce. The chamber of commerce is a collection of businesses, right? Local businesses as well too in your city. So it's local again as well too. What he did, and it's you can look it up, Google city, like you'll see every single business that's on this list. These people again, they're on this because they want to advertise their company. They want to be known as the company that's in the city wants to do good things. This student, what they did, which is actually a pretty cool idea. Feel free to steal it if you guys want to do it. He called every single business on the list. It was like a few hundred, right? He called every single business in the thing, and he literally said, "Hey, I'm a high school student. I'm trying to go to college. I'm trying to get money. Is there any way I can earn money from you guys in the form of a scholarship that he can do?" Right? After calling all those, took him, I think, 2, 3 weekends. He got a few checks for a few $1,000s just because they want to help him out, and no one does that. It's a thing no one's done. I bet you none of you guys have even thought about it yet. He took the work and did that. He literally stood out. Took the initiative to do that. He got a few $1,000s. Again, very non-traditional. I can't guarantee it works for you guys because that's one person. If it works for you guys, tell me now. I'll have two people I can prove that it's worked as well too. But that's a really good outside the box thinking. So it goes back to when it comes to scholarships, this is going to be a numbers game, right? Numbers game as well too. Stop thinking of full rides, right? People keep talking about full rides a lot when they talk to us. Non-existent in today's world. Right? So I think it's a full ride. Instead of trying to get one big one, try to get a lot of small ones, right? Try to get a lot of small ones as well too, and they're gonna stack up. They're gonna keep adding up as well too. Is the key, and that's gonna help you guys here. Okay. Um, Someone says here, a question in the chat was, do these databases have scholarship for high school, if private high school? Again, these are just databases. Again, I'll probably tease you guys. Go create a data scholarship yourself and look at database. You'll see this from there all over, right? They're from city level to state level to some of them like very niche level as well too. But these are public information as well too. You can look, and these are not the only ones. There's a few other ones that are pretty good. I'll save them for folks in our program as well too. But there's a few other ones you can look at as well. But there's tons of really awesome ones. Try but the thing though, find a database, use a separate email, apply. The whole thing is apply. Right? You guys went to enough. And the big thing I'm talking about is do stuff, right? And you come back to me once you apply to 50 and nothing comes back as well too. But a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't find it." I'm like, "How much you apply to?" They're like, "I applied to two, applied to five, to 10." Not that's nothing close. Apply to a lot. Again, the students who want a lot of money, if you ask them how many scholarships did you apply to, it's a massive number, is the key here. Okay. So another good question here is, would you recommend applying to more than one database? You could, you don't have to, I think to answer your second question, they usually recycle. That's why I say pick one is because then they're all kind of just circling from themselves as well too. So, but again, some of them might have special sponsorships with some companies, some things that they're exclusive. Statistically, not though. So you'll probably just see a lot of double dipping, right? So I was gonna try to be efficient, try to pick one and go with that. Awesome. Cool. Awesome. That's pretty much a wrap for this trading over here. Hope that was helpful for you. Oops. Hope that was helpful for you guys here today. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any more questions, let us know. If not, see you guys in next call.